Welcome back to another episode of Just Your Average Baker. I'm Amelia, and in today's episode we will be making a lemon yogurt cake. I've never made a lemon yogurt cake before, but I found this recipe online and it sounded really good. As you guys know, I love lemony things, so I'm very excited for today's recipe. Let's go ahead and see what ingredients you will need for today's bake. For today's recipe, you will need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, ½ teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 cup plain whole milk yogurt, 1 1/3 cups of sugar divided, 3 large eggs, 2 teaspoons grated lemon zest, and also 1/3 cup freshly squeezed lemon juice, so 2 lemons, ½ a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and ½ a cup of vegetable oil. So a couple differences with what I'm using. I'm using safflower oil and a plain honey yogurt, and then also imitation vanilla, because these are things that I already happen to have and they are close enough to what the recipe is calling for that I feel comfortable substituting them in. So that's what you'll need today. Oh, and you can make a glaze for this cake too, and for that you just need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and also 1 cup of confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to grease our loaf pan, put a piece of parchment paper on the bottom, and then grease and flour over that. Next, we will be combining the flour, baking powder, and salt in one bowl, and then in a separate bowl we'll be combining our yogurt, 1 cup of the sugar, the eggs, lemon zest, and vanilla. Then we will slowly add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. So just kidding, I'm going to reverse that, and in my bigger bowl do my wet ingredients, and my smaller bowl do my dry ingredients. So now we add the dry to the wet ingredients, nice and slowly. And after we've finished incorporating all the dry ingredients, we are going to switch from the whisk to the rubber spatula to fold in our oil. To put our batter into our greased loaf pan, and then we're going to put it in the oven and bake it for about 50 minutes or until you can test it with like a toothpick or something in the center of the loaf and it comes out clean. With our remaining 1/3 cup of sugar and our 1/3 cup lemon juice, once we juice our lemons, we're going to put those into a small saucepan and cook them until they dissolve together and the mixture is clear. Basically, we're making a simple syrup, but instead of water, we'll be using lemon juice. Mine over about a medium-low heat, and I'm just going to stir it every so often as the sugar dissolves. For your glaze, it's literally so simple that I'm not even going to show me making it, because you're just going to combine your confectioner's sugar and your freshly squeezed lemon juice. It's that easy. Once your sugar and lemon mixture has dissolved like this, you can't see any of the sugar crystals any longer, you're just going to turn off the heat and set this aside until we're ready to take our cake out of the oven. After removing your loaf from the oven, you're going to first let it cool in the pan for 10 minutes. It looks and smells delicious, by the way. I mean, you can see how it looks. It looks great, but the smell, oh my goodness, smells great. After 10 minutes, while your cake is still warm, you're going to gently, carefully take it out of the pan, put it onto a wire, like baking drying rack thing over a cookie sheet. And that is because then we will take our sugar and lemon mixture from earlier and drizzle this over the top of the cake while it's still warm. I moved my syrup mixture into a container with a little spout so that it would be easier to drizzle over the top. And we're going to let that syrup mixture sink into our cake and let the cake fully cool before we put our glaze on top. Once your cake is fully cooled, we are going to add our glaze. I'm leaving mine on the tray because I opted for a thinner glaze with more lemon juice to sugar ratio. But I think if you made it the way that the recipe calls for, you would have a slightly thicker glaze, and you probably could glaze it without the sheet pan underneath. I'm going to let that glaze set, and then we will cut ourselves a slice. Very excited for this taste test time. It looks so moist and so delicious, and it smells amazing, so I'm super pumped to try this cake. This is hands down the best homemade cake I've ever made. It's amazing. Basically, if you like lemon desserts at all, turn off this video right now and go make this cake for yourselves, because whew, that's some good cake. That is some good cake. It's really moist, but you can see that it's not like, I mean, it's spongy and it's moist, but it's a dense cake. It didn't like poof up or anything crazy. It's just good. It's just a good cake. It's sweet, it's tart. The browned edges are kind of crispy. This is a good cake. That's it. It's a good cake. We have made it to the end of today's video. We baked our lemon yogurt cake and it turned out fantastically. This might just be my favorite recipe I've ever tried out on the channel. I think it is my favorite recipe I've ever tried on the channel. If you like lemon stuff, seriously, go make this cake. If you don't like lemon, it's probably not going to be the cake for you. But if you like lemon, I have a feeling you'll like this cake. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, like it, whatever you do. Subscribe to the channel to see more baking videos, candy videos, food related videos in general, and I will see you guys next week. Happy baking. Bye. The cake is so good it makes me want to dance. I'm not kidding. I don't know if I can stress enough how good this cake is. I could eat this cake all summer long. Oh my god, if you threw some fresh berries on top of here, I'm talking with my mouth full. Excuse me. It's seriously so amazing. Go make this cake. It's the best cake I've ever had. I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now. Best cake I've ever had. Ever. It's so good. Like, it took a while, with the cooling and the waiting and the being patient, which you guys know I'm not very good at, or I don't enjoy it at all. But it was worth it. It was so worth it. Just thinking about the cake back there. Where did it go?